Shout out to the lads. Shout out to the lads. Yo, lads. I was strolling on YouTube, right? I'm like, yo, I need something to react to. What's going on? My reaction list getting shorter and shorter because I got a whole notepad full of stuff. And then I seen Born to Be a Bikie Boss, how Allan became the most powerful boss in Sydney. I don't want to say his other name wrong, so I don't even want to try to pronounce it. I have like Google Speech. I'm gonna see if Google Speech is gonna.
Meehan.
Allan Meehan, how Allan Meehan became the most powerful boss in Sydney. I'm like, what? Sydney, the most powerful boss? This is some interesting shit. So I hope you're feeling good. Hope you're feeling great. You're not feeling good. You're not feeling great. This video gonna put you in the mood. And if you're not feeling great, why y'all don't talk to me? Why y'all don't be like, yo, TT, this is why I'm not feeling great. Yo, I respond. Like, get at my DMs. I'm telling you, lad, you better do it now before I blow up. And then it's like, damn, I can't even get in contact with TT because there's so much people trying to contact us. So you better do it now where I could talk to y'all. That way I could label my day ones. I already got a few day ones, you know what I'm saying? Shout out Cam. You know what I'm saying? Shout out my one and only member. Shout out to the lad. You know what I'm saying? Got me blushing. And shout out to a whole bunch of everybody else that done been sending me stuff. You feel me? So, yo, get at that DM. Let's get to it.
Streets of Sydney made him a prime recruit for the bikie life as a youngster. A love for designer clothes and tattoos make him instantly stand out from the crowd. With mafia boss John Gotti tattooed on his leg and outlaw on the back of his neck, it's clear Allan Meehan is deep.
Anyone that tattoos John Gotti on their body is crazy, because John Gotti was crazy. So I'm just going to assume that this guy is, not one to be... I wouldn't, how y'all say it in Australia? I reckon you don't reckon with him. Can I say that? Or can I say, I reckon you don't mess around with this bikie if you in Sydney, you feel me?
Deeply ingrained in the bikie culture. From 18-year-old rebel to Comanchero national president, this is the rise of Allan Meehan. Allan Meehan came from humble beginnings. He grew up in Miller, one of Sydney's toughest suburbs. It was on these streets he sharpened his teeth and fell in love with the street life and would find trouble with the police at a young age. He also met a man who would be a big influence in his life. A man who seems to be a reoccurring figure on this channel, Mark Buddle. An underworld source said they became good friends when they were teenagers. Buddle was already a name and Meehan was just a young bloke finding his way on the streets, but they kind of hit it off. Allan went to Trinity Catholic College in Auburn, but left school early. When he was still a teenager, he joined the Rebels Outlaw Motorcycle Club with a former schoolmate, saying his fondness for trouble with the Rebels earned
That's crazy.
his name Little General. He began to quickly rise through their ranks and eventually became the Cronulla chapter president. Allan also became close to the club's famous Vella family, particularly Jesse Vella. Though even when he was a rebel, he was still spending time with Buddle. It wasn't long after becoming chapter president of the Rebels, Allan decided to change sides. He patched over to the Comanchero MC. Sources say Mark Buddle could have been behind this move and lured him over. Just quickly, if you're enjoying this video so far, please consider subscribing and liking this video. It really helps me out and helps the channel grow. Allan did jail time from 2014 to 2016 for possessing a pistol, but once he got out, he began his rise through the ranks of the Comanchero. In early 2021, he was promoted to commander of the Canberra chapter. The promotion came after the murder.
Oh, so basically he was like head lad, right? That's what I got out of that. Like he was like head lad, if that's what they're saying.
Of previous commander Pitasoni Ulavalu. On the 18th of July 2020, Pitasoni and friends were at Kokomo's nightclub in Canberra. Just after midnight, a brawl broke out. It's reported
Damn, I was just about to say, oh, I want to go there. It looks nice there.
that Pitasoni had been trying to calm things down when a man by the name of Frederick Tuafua stepped behind him and stabbed him in the neck. After being
Yo, what?
stabbed, Pitasoni stumbled outside before collapsing. He passed away at the scene. The brawl was captured on the bar's CCTV cameras and recorded on witnesses' mobile phones. In August 2020, Frederick Tuafua was arrested at Calvary Hospital after he showed up with another man, Max Budak, who had been shot 3 times. Max Budak was also involved in the brawl at Kokomo's nightclub. During the trial, Frederick Tuafua pleaded guilty to murder and was sentenced in November 2021 to 20 years in prison with a non-parole period of 10 years. Max Budak was sentenced to 6 months for a fray and a further 6 months for assaulting another man in prison. After the death of Pitasoni Uluvalu, Alan Meehan stepped up. An underworld source told the Herald Sun Meehan is well respected among both the gang's old guard and the new recruits. He's spent his entire adult life in bikie gangs. He doesn't know any other life. Though it was in 2022, Alan Meehan became the most powerful outlaw bikie boss after he was appointed as the new national president of the Comanchero Motorcycle Club. His promotion came after the arrest of former president, Melbourne-based bikie Mick Murray. On the 28th of April 2022, Mick Murray was arrested and charged over the alleged 2019 execution-style shooting of Mithat Rasimi.
Innocent until proven guilty. You are innocent until proven guilty.
Police hit Mick's home with a 5 a.m. raid. Several hours later, at 7 a.m, the police raided a gym Mick was known to frequent in the Melbourne suburb of Hallam. On the 3rd of March 2019, Mithat Rasimi was shot numerous times while driving his car. He was found unresponsive with 4 bullet wounds to his chest after crashing his Peugeot coupe into a pole as he attempted to flee his attacker. Rasimi was a former associate of drug kingpin Tony Mockbell and had suspected links with outlaw motorcycle gangs. 2 other Comanchero bikies had previously been charged with the murder and remained in custody. It was alleged in court that Rasimi was murdered because of a $300,000 debt his brother Ilat reportedly owed the Comanchero. Murray is currently behind bars pending trial. Alan Meehan announced his elevation to Comanchero national president in true bikie style with an Instagram post showing a patch on his cut with his new title and the words, "You can't see the eyes of the demon until he come a-callin'." Weeks later, he posted on TikTok a video of a gold custom built imported.
Oh, I ain't gonna lie, that shit is fire. That he shitted, that's fire.
Collector's special Harley Davidson V-Rod motorcycle in club colours worth up to $100,000.
I don't even know how to ride a motorcycle, but I don't know. That shit is fire. I would just buy that. And I wouldn't even buy that because I wouldn't know what to do with it, but it is fire.
Also posted a shot of himself and his wife on a boat near Sydney Harbour Bridge, dressed casually, shows them in designer wear and jewellery by Versace, Balenciaga and Armani, worth around $12,000. Alan Meehan would regularly post photos on social.
He fly though. Versace down too. You got Fendi right here. They fly.
Social media of him and other Comanchero heavyweights like Tarek Zarhed and Mick Murray, often in Comanchero colours and decked out in designer brands. Though Alan would show a softer side and post photos of himself and his wife with captions such as "new robe, same love" as the two of them stand together. However, as Alan Meehan stepped up as the national president, the police saw this as an opportunity to make life hard for the Comanchero. Shortly after becoming the national president, Alan received a knock on his front door and was greeted by 2 New South Wales police officers who handed him a serious crime prevention order. As part of the serious crime prevention order, Alan Meehan was banned from associating with any bikie or crime figure. He was also required to live at a nominated address in New South Wales and has to notify police at least 24 hours in advance if he intends on staying the night somewhere else. His finances were also being controlled by the police. He was restricted to having...
Yeah, they're making it harder for him because he can't even contact the gang. He can't even tap in like, yo, gang, how everything moving straight, everything alright? He can't even call the boys. Nah. Yeah, police be on one.
Just one bank account, credit card and debit card. He was not allowed to hold more than $10,000 in cash or use an encrypted mobile phone and must provide police with the details of all private vehicles he owns. If he ever uses a taxi or Uber, he's required to provide the police with the number plate and the destination within 24 hours of taking the trip. I think it's safe to say the police were really trying to make life in Sydney difficult. The criminal group's squad commander for New South Wales
That damn Raptor squad, see? I know a little something about the Raptor squad. They suck.
Police stated he has become a prime target for the New South Wales police force, and this is just one method to target him. We want to send a clear message. If you're going to be the national president of the Comanchero, this is what you can expect. Though these heavy restrictions didn't initially stop Allan sending shockwaves through the underworld. While serving as national president, Allan convinced Jesse Vella, heir to the rebels' bikie gang Throne, to patch over to become a Comanchero. Jesse Vella is the nephew of former Rebels president Alex Vella and the cousin to current president Damien Vella. It's said the poaching of Jesse Vella is considered a power move. The move was such a shock to the underworld as it came only weeks after the death of Rebels kingpin and Jesse's father, Gino Vella. An underworld source told News Corp Jesse's recruitment shows the Comanchero is capable of doing what they want when they want. Allan Meehan posted a photo of himself and Jesse Vella dressed in club colours, posing in front of a motorcycle and the Comanchero
Yo, this was after they said that he couldn't. Well, hold on.
insignia on Instagram with the caption, "Welcome to A grade." Though, despite this show of power, being on top often puts a target on your back, and this was no different for Allan Meehan. On the 9th of February 2023, Allan was arrested in an early morning raid on the Gold Coast on an outstanding arrest warrant for allegedly breaching his serious crime prevention order. Police
That's what I just said. I'm like, yo, he with them after they just told him he couldn't even be with the gang. Yo, he don't even follow rules. Yo, this guy is gangster for real.
alleged he had breached his serious crime prevention order by not providing the full address of his temporary accommodation, not providing an intended return date to his primary residence, and possessing and using a communication device with encrypted messaging capabilities. Police state that almost immediately after the serious crime prevention order was taken out at the Supreme Court, his phone was shut down and he was in a car to Queensland. After his arrest, Allan Meehan faced the Southport Magistrates Court. The court heard Allan Meehan was required to notify authorities if he relocated to a new address.
Oh, okay, so that's what he got in trouble for. I thought he got in trouble for taking, so that means that must have been previously. Okay.
But he had failed to do so after he relocated to Queensland with his wife and child. Barrister Angus Edwards said his client, Mr. Meehan, was not trying to flee and made a mistake. Mr. Meehan moved to Queensland for his own safety. It was known there were threats against anybody who was suspected of being a member of the Comancheros. My client was specifically spoken to by New South Wales Police and told there was a $3 million hit on his head. The court heard Allan Meehan had also paid 12 months worth of rent up front, and his child was registered at a Gold Coast school. Police prosecutor Sergeant Greg McKenzie opposed the bail application, and Allan Meehan was extradited back to New South Wales to face trial. Though, once in New South Wales, he asked the Supreme Court to release him on bail. After hearing his argument, he was granted a $150,000 bail with strict conditions. During his trial in July 2023, Allan Meehan showed up to court and told media he was feeling good about the upcoming hearing. It's well known Allan Meehan enjoys his designer brands. He was wearing a grey suit, paired with a Versace.
Yo, he come to court fly as hell. That's how you feel. Like, fuck the judge, I'm flyer than you.
Heritage print tie, a matching pocket square and gold watch. He was also wearing Dita sunglasses and clutching a Versace man bag. The colours of his outfit matching the Comanchero colours. Originally, he pleaded not guilty and was set to defend 4 charges of breaching a serious crime prevention order. However, he decided to plead guilty to 1 combined charge after his solicitor successfully negotiated a plea deal on his behalf. The remaining 3 charges were withdrawn by the police. On July 6, 2023, Allan Meehan escaped a prison sentence and was fined $5,000 and placed on a 2-year
W lawyer. He had a good ass lawyer. No funny.
community correction order. After his
W lawyer. He had a good ass lawyer, yo. For real, for real.
Arrest, Allan Meehan stood down as national president. This opened up the throne to be taken by another bikie who fancied making a name for themselves. It didn't take long before Bamir Saracevic, a Melbourne-based house painter, stepped up as the new Comanchero national president. Allan and Bamir are reportedly close, having been frequently spotted together. Several underworld sources claim that though the new club's national president is Melbourne-based, Sydney is still calling the shots, including by running the commission, a mafia-style tax the Comanchero are trying to place on anyone importing drugs into Australia. Most of the drugs come into Sydney and move on from there, and this is where the power is, although a lot of guys have moved interstate because
Sydney is just so beautiful. I cannot wait to visit. Like, look how beautiful this is.
of the pressure the cops keep putting on them. This brings us to the end of the video. Let me
Yo, y'all drop that comment. Drop that comment.